Yo, what up, guys? This is Captain Daniel Kim. In today's video, I am going to talk about how to find out what your potential is and how to achieve it. Okay, so the background why I'm doing this video is shout out to one of my clients. I think he will be watching this because he actually, I was on a call with him and we found out that he watched my video. So he knows when I'm talking about this. So I got on a call with this guy and I look at him right off the bat. I'm like, this guy's a good guy. So I didn't know this, but we had a talk about a year ago. And, the biggest thing we talked about was how he's frustrated, right? And he's so he got results on his own in terms of dating and becoming a man who, dates women, right? Who has some kind of skill to date women. But what we eventually found out, and this is my perception of the call, is that he was frustrated about the fact that he felt like, what I heard was that he can do more, right? And this is something that all my clients or potential clients I get on a call with, they all want more beautiful women. They want to become a better man than they are, right? But the question is, do you actually know what you can be? And this is something that even I struggle with, right? So when I was younger, let's talk about my personal story. When I was younger, I didn't know that I was gonna look like this, guys. I didn't know how far I can go. What is my maximum potential, right? What is all the lemonade I can squeeze out all my lemons? When I was actually young, I really thought I was ugly, right? I actually believed that I had some facial features that was considered ugly, but I did have hope that if I lost weight, I can do decent. But when this thing called Game came out where you can actually learn how to date women and attract women, that's when my hope got a little bit more where at the time I found out that maybe looks wouldn't matter, money didn't matter, you could just have the skill and get girls. But as you guys know through all my videos, I say all of it matters, right? At least two of the things you gotta have, right? There's four things that I would say can help you become more of an attractive man and date very attractive women. One is money, one is status, one is looks, and one is game. Before you could just have one of them thing and get women, but now I believe you need two of those things, right? So anyways, back to my story. I just kind of put my head down. I didn't know what my potential was, right? I really didn't know how far I can go. And if you look at anything in my life, like what I'm doing now, right? Instagram, influencer, modeling, coaching, everything like that. Even when I started coaching, before I started dating coaching, I was actually a US Air Force captain, right? When I first worked, so I started as an internship with ABC Attraction, JT, who did guide me and mentored me in this business and also was a coach for my dating skills. Even he kind of was like, at first, like, you gotta work hard to this. And JT, whatever your opinions about JT and the ABC Attraction, you gotta still give him credit. He still dominates the dating industry in terms for Asian men, right? He is still, when you search Asian dating coach, he shows up. He's the number one on the list, right? So you gotta give credit where it's due, right? He's still the number one. And then there's other guys who's trying to follow, but he still dominates the market till this day. For the past, 10 years that I've been doing, me trying to get into the dating coaching world, right? So you gotta still give respect where it's due. But even when I worked with him as a coach, he was like, you gotta work hard. I don't know where you can go with this, right? So back to that. So even me as a coach, he even said like you have some good talent, but I don't know where you go. And then I realized I actually had the talent. And so with coaching, I actually had overconfidence. Like I felt I could do this a lot faster. And then I did find out I had talent for it. But that actually, I think, caused me a little bit issues in the beginning where I definitely did not work as hard. But let's go back to game and in terms of attraction. I thought I had the lowest. I had nothing to lose when it comes to attraction because I felt like my potential wasn't that high, right? And then as I got into the game and I also looks maxed myself, maximized everything I could. And like honestly, in terms of fitness, yeah, I could get more jacked, but I pretty much maxed out my body. Like I could get more muscles and get bigger, but I pretty much maxed out my body. In terms of game, I can max out more by obviously going out more and practicing. But like I have pretty much I'm on my way where I'm maxing out pretty much everything in my category when it comes to my potential as an attractive man. And I would tell you right now, I'd be lying to you if I thought my potential was this high. Okay? So back to how this relates to my client is he doesn't see what I see. So when I see him, I not only see what happened in my personal life, but all the past clients that I work with. So I was telling him, so with him, so okay, let's be real. Okay, I'll tell you guys right now how much it costs to work with me on a VIP program. It costs 6K. Okay, you can go on my website, dominateasiandating.com. The pricing's right there. Why do I charge that much? Because I also paid that much when, if I tell you how much I paid in terms of coaching, right, all the money I spent, and it's 3 times more than that, 10, actually like 5 times, right? Because I work with 3 other coaches, 3 other programs, been in a lot of programs with JT already. I was a student before I was a coach, and most importantly, I know what the results I get from my clients. So I charge 6K. Okay. Anyways, when I was on this call with the client, right, he didn't see the potential I saw, and I know why he's frustrated, because I know he knows he can be more, but he doesn't see the potential of what I can see of what he can become, because he actually is a good-looking guy. Like, I see him on Zoom, despite all the normal stuff, just him wearing just like a normal outfit. I could tell that this guy has a potential. Like, he has a pretty symmetrical face. He has certain facial features. He's still young. He's in his late 20s, which is like the perfect timing to actually start this, because now he's has found some foundation in terms of resources. He knows where he wants. He knows where to go. But the reason why is not only that I see his potential can be greater than what he thinks he is, and that's why he's frustrated. To be honest, he's frustrated because he knows he can get high quality women, but more importantly, he deserves a high quality life. Right? He deserves a life that when he sees another person living the life that he can have, he's frustrated. But he doesn't know that he can be more than what he thinks he can be, right? And the reason why I know that is because not only have I realized my potential can be greater, is that I've seen multiple clients, but I want to talk about one particular client, right? Like, this client is actually a friend of mine, so I could say this, and I hope he watches this, but he knows I'm honest with him. Like, when I first met him, there's no way. I met him when he was 18, and I was like in my mid 20s, and I was like, there's no way I would consider this guy a good looking dude. No way. Okay, like, he's average, but he wasn't good looking, right? And I actually am doing a graduate program with him, because he already did one of my other programs and he killed it, destroyed it. But, like, he just wanted to get immediate results, and he did. But now he's getting to this point where he wants higher quality women. And if you told me when he was 18, when I first met him, that I am going to teach him the program that I'm teaching now, where I'm talking about he wants to date influencers, legit models, like girls that universally guys will accept as beauty standard as 8 or above. And I actually need to see if there's potential. And he actually recently got a girl like that who has about 500K followers. And I found out, and I asked him, okay, now we have a case study where we know why this girl like wanted to be with you. What's the actual reason? And he said that he asked her, and it's because he's physically attractive. He actually considers my friend and my client hot. And me, I'm not gay, so I personally don't know if he's hot or not. But I see some guys like Brad Pitt, back in the day, Lord of the Rings, Orlando Bloom, like, he's a hot guy, right? So long story short, I was like, what? Like, okay. So even me, sometimes I can't see my client's potential. But this friend of mine who's now working on the graduate program of mine, I'm just like, dude, like, this guy, and there's this funny meme about it. You're not ugly, you're just poor, right? And they had a picture of Kylie Jenner and Cristiano Ronaldo. And I wouldn't say, my friend definitely has become more financially successful, but he's not like, he's going to get there. He's actually one of the few clients I know is going to be very successful career-wise. But he's a friend of mine, I could say that too. But, like, I could tell that his attraction has grown with his confidence. And now girls are literally telling him he's hot. And he has multiple field reports where he says this, where girls have found him very attractive. And I didn't see it, to be honest. Like, as a friend of mine, maybe because he's my friend, a good friend of mine, I didn't find him as a good-looking dude. But he's just destroying it. And what the point of this video I'm trying to make is, just like my friend, just like myself, and now the client I'm going to work with, if you want to maximize your potential, you actually have to realize how great your potential is. And, don't let anybody tell you that your potential is less. Here's the thing, you can't be delusional, because there's some client, I didn't work with him because he was actually delusional. He literally said that he was so good looking that he repulsed women. And I actually saw a picture of him and told him, let's do a video call. He wouldn't do a video call. So he was actually delusional, where he thought he was so good looking that girls were so scared to date him. That's delusional, okay? But my friend and the current client that I'm going to work with, like, and even myself and other clients, right? There's one other client too, like this guy. So I coached him, the 2 clients at once, and I traveled with them for a whole year, right? And physically, if you look at both, one was less attractive than the other. Like, one was a little bit overweight, one wasn't. One had a beard, he was good looking, but one wasn't. But the other student got more results. Why? because he worked harder. He just constantly approached girls. When I told him, this is back in the day when we didn't have dating apps. I mean, he would just constantly go on dates. He would spend more money, invest more money in the clothes I told him to buy, in the apps I told him to use, everything. And he just worked harder. And what's crazier is he had more belief in himself. And I think this comes to a point where if you're watching this here, you don't have to work with me. Like, I would love to, right? And I'm a coach because I charge so much in terms of my program. I have to be honest with you. If I look at you and like the potential is not there, where right now, like let's say you're very, very obese, right? I wouldn't work with you. I'm sorry, I just couldn't, because I do think for me to make your photos look good and make you a marketable person in the dating world, when I'm using mostly pictures and videos on Instagram, I would personally say, hey, you might have to work with a personal trainer first. Because if you're morbidly obese, right? Or let's say, like when I look at you, just there's no effort, right? I don't see effort. Like I can't work. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I charge so much, I am my coaching is based on results, and also my confidence as a coach, my legacy as a coach, my own pride as a coach is results. I feel genuine fulfillment when the student gets results. Yeah, the money is good. Don't get me wrong. If I get paid, it feels good. But if at the end of the program, at the end of the 12-week program, the student's like, that wasn't worth the cost, that hurts my pride. Because this whole program I created is from my own personal journey. I created this from my own personal journey, from 10 years of the grind that I created so I could get these guys results in 12 weeks. So anyways, the whole point was, I'm trying to say is, you gotta realize, that first you have some kind of potential. Every student who's watching this, every one of you, even if I don't look at you and I don't work with you, or you don't want to work with me, you have to watch this video and truly understand that there is some kind of potential you can reach. There's a potential to be great. It could be great in your own way, but this happens in sports all the time, right? There's always a guy more talented, but he doesn't realize that potential, right? So if you actually don't have the talent, like for example, let's say you are not good looking, you've been told ugly just like me. When I was fat and ugly, people didn't think I would be where I am today, but because I started at that, I worked harder. In coaching, I actually probably, I'll be honest, like I think I worked less harder. Like I don't put in as much as effort I did when it comes to my looks maxing and my gaming, because I realized I had talent in this pretty quickly. And when you have talent, you actually become lazier. You actually want to be more comfortable. So if you're watching this and you feel like you have no potential, that actually means you have such a greater potential to maximize it and be at a level that you never thought you can be. Because I've seen this with myself and my clients, right? And how to achieve that potential, right? That's the next step. The first part is you have to realize your potential. And the whole point of me saying the realization of the potential is that it's limitless. I know I'm not just saying this to be woo, it really is limitless. And if you really want to find out what your potential is, let's get on a call. I'll be honest with you, right? Like all my calls, like I have to also decide if I want to work with you. So I can give you the honest review of what your potential is in that moment, right? And if I don't work with you, you probably have to get to a certain point where I can work with you. Because like I said, mine is high ticket and I want to truly create results for you, right? So we can get on a call about that. But in terms of now realizing your potential, right? Like I said, it's truly limitless, because I've seen it with myself, I've seen it with my friend and past clients, and now even the current client right now. Now, how to maximize that, right? How to actually get to your potential. You just gotta fucking start, right? But like for this current client I work with, we talked 1 year ago, right? And yeah, he first had to get to a level where he's like, man, I got certain results, but now I want more. And it's okay to want more, but don't wait idle. So my client obviously now wants to work with me, speed up that process. You could do this on your own, but it's probably gonna take a while, right? Especially my client wants to work with me because he sees something in me that he can follow, right? He sees that the way I did my Instagram, he saw my journey when I had 30K to 200K, and I tell him the truth how I did it. Now he wants to copy this route and probably add his style near the end, but he has a formula for it. So if you're gonna do this on your own, you kind of have to find this out formula for yourself. That's the thing where me, it's up to you, but I believe in coaching. Like I would actually hire another dating coach if I could, if I see him at a level where I could actually copy. I just haven't found someone yet, right? The only person I really want to follow is Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Or Leonardo DiCaprio, but they're not dating coaches, right? But that's the level I want to reach, where I could just attract women in my life, and I'm trying to find a way to do it on my own. If you guys know someone, please comment below of a guy you know that actually can coach like this, right? But to achieve the maximum potential after realizing your potential is you have to just start. You have to be like at some point, and I put this quote on Instagram, if you're a 10 or if you truly believe that you can be a 10, you gotta stop settling for fives. But in the beginning, you might have to settle for fives, right? In the beginning, you gotta get some small wins to get there. And that's what my client did, and I did, and all my other clients did, where I'm not saying they settle for fives, but tell you the truth. Like, I settled a lot in the beginning, right? I need to get small wins, right? And long story short, I realized, like, what am I doing? I gotta stop settling. I'm meant to be so much more. And that's when I realized, like, I had to hire a coach. I had to work hard. I have to put my standards higher. So right now, it's kind of like equilibrium, right? So equilibrium, so your body temperature is a good analogy. Our natural body temperature is 98 degrees Fahrenheit, right? If you go above, right, your body is gonna fucking get fever and die. If it goes too low, your body's too cold and you die also. So our equilibrium in our body temperature is 98.6, right? But if you want to analyze this in terms of your attraction level, your game, and your just level as a man, your equilibrium is probably here. So you're attracting girls maybe a little bit above, but not that much, right? So you're probably meeting girls at this level or lower. But if you truly believe, right, your level is here, you need to make that equilibrium up here. So you have to work really, really hard. Yeah, it's gonna be hard initially, but once you get there, it's easy. So it's kind of like my fitness level, right? My equilibrium was at fat. I was at 20% body fat to 15, and I try to reduce it little by little. But now because my equilibrium is at 10%, this is my basic equilibrium standard. It's fucking amazing. This is the level I live at. Yeah, my lifestyle change? Do I eat healthier? I don't drink. I don't do all this bad stuff. But I like this equilibrium, or my equilibrium is up here in terms of my body. I love this kind of fitness level. I'm gonna maintain this. Most of you motherfuckers are probably down here. If you're happy with this comfort level and that's the potential, then that's where your potential will be. But if you keep complaining and something doesn't feel right and you feel like your potential can be here, either choose to fucking work out and be at this level, work hard to whatever it is in your life, whatever your potential in all the categories like finances, girls, fitness, wherever. If you feel like you have to be up here, you have to work hard to make your equilibrium up here. But if you don't want to work hard, if you don't want to, put in the effort, then your equilibrium is here, right? And I want to give shout out to the client that I'm going to work with, and I am working with. He showed me the effort. Like before we went get on a call, he literally showed me like he's probably one of the few clients I gave a guarantee. I was like, okay, you pay me the first half, and if you'd like to work with me continuously, you pay me the other half. So he's the only student, like, based on the results, if you like it, you can continue to work with me. Because he showed me some kind of effort. He showed me a whole document where he wants to be. He knows he's meant for more, so he pushed. He was on time. He pushed me. He said, even on the first lesson, he's like, let's do it as soon as possible. He's asking me, was there any homework, right? He's showing me that he wants to put in the effort to make his equilibrium right here, right? His equilibrium is not bad. He's still getting results, but he knows he's meant for more, so he doesn't want to choose to live down here. He doesn't want his equilibrium here. He wants the equilibrium up here. So he's showing me that. He's putting the effort, right? Most people, I'll be honest, most average beta fucking males want to live up here, right? Then choose to live up here. Choose to live up here. It's okay. It's comfortable. It's really comfortable. It's warm. It's like the Navy SEALs. I don't know if you heard about Navy SEALs training. They ring the bell. There's nothing wrong with ringing the bell. It's more comfortable. It's more okay. But if you right now watching this video and right now you're like, man, my life is not fulfilling. My life is not the way I want it to be. I feel like, yeah, it's good, it's comfortable, it's okay. It's like, one of my other friends, he says, yeah, I'm good with my life. I'm okay with life. But then some other day he bitches like, man, I could be more. I could get hotter girls, man. I could be more jacked. I could do this. But then when I ask him, are you really happy with your life? And he does this thing like, yeah, I'm happy with my life. But then someday he bitches. So pick one or the other. Don't bitch about having a content life because you want more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like either choose to live that comfortable life or stop bitching about it and fucking move up into the equilibrium of a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't complain. Like there's some moments in my life where I'm like, yo, I'm content right now. I'm good. I'm not gonna complain about wanting more money, wanting hotter girls. I'm content. But right now, I'm at a point where I'm like, yo, I'm frustrated with my results. I'm like, I could be so much more. I could be so much more. Then instead of complaining or instead of accepting that I'm happy, I admit that I'm not happy and I'm meant for more. But that's okay to say that. It doesn't mean I'm not happy. I'm actually happy that I'm admitting that my potential is higher and I'm gonna work towards it. I hope that video makes sense. I know that was kind of like me being very emotional, but what I'm saying is, the point of this video is first you have to realize how great you can be. And I'm telling you right now, you can be as great as you want it to be. And I'm not just saying that, I'm giving you guys actual personal anecdotes from my clients and myself that you can be so much more. And my client who's probably watching this, the one who I work with, bro, you can be so much more. That's why I'm actually believing in you. I'm putting my stock in you. I'm putting my investment in you. You know what I'm saying? So then once you realize what your potential can be, now you have to make the choice to be there, to make your standard of equilibrium, right? Your equilibrium, your body temperature of 98.6, do you want it to be higher? So from now on, you live like this, you don't come back down to this, because what's the point of like, because I've done this yo-yo dieting, right? I had a 10% to 8% body fat. I was here, but then like, I was fat and then I got to the high point, but then I always come back because my standard, my equilibrium was still here. So if you want to live the life that you truly want, your equilibrium, your standard of living has to be up here. So you really have to level up and stay there. You don't go back down a level, right? You have to stay up there. So you have to make that decision and actually work for it. You got to put in the work. So hire a coach, hire me, work with me. But I'll be honest with you, if I want to work with you, I have to see your potential, right? And you have to believe in your potential. Because we were on a call yesterday and there was a moment where I was like, do you believe in the potential more than I believe in you? You have to believe in yourself so I could believe in you also. I can't believe in your potential more than you believe in yourself. You have to have a higher belief system than I do as a coach, right? But if you don't work with a coach, you have to believe this because this is all by yourself. This is gonna be harder because you gotta be accountable for yourself. And for some reason, it's so much harder for us to be accountable for ourselves. We treat other people better. Like for example, we're always on time mostly for others, but we're not on time ourselves. We try to keep promises because we don't want to be called a liar from other people, but we lie to ourselves every day. We say we're gonna do this, we don't do it, right? But for other people, for example, the gym, right? If you have a workout partner, you're actually more going to show up to the gym because you don't want to disappoint your partner or your workout partner more than you tell yourself. How many times have you skipped the gym on yourself? Probably more than you skipped on somebody else. So I hope this video really helps, guys. You know, I'm very passionate about this because I truly believe that like you need to realize like, and I'm not just saying this, right? I've seen this enough. You got to realize your potential, right? And fucking choose to reach that potential, right? And it's going to take a little bit of work. It ain't easy. It's supposed to be easy. If it is easy, everyone else in the world would be the 1%ers. And there's no such thing as a 1%ers. There's a percentage. There's, you know, the bell curve, right? There's people who live on the way bottom, right? The fucking losers of losers who choose to live there. They're okay with living like that. Sometimes circumstances, and then you gotta, you know, that's why the people who are up here tries to help out the people. But then there's the average, the middle, the bell curve average, right? The middle of the pack. I'm probably like, there's certain things in life where I'm middle of the pack, and I don't want to be in the fucking middle of the pack. So if you're in the middle of the pack, either choose to live in the middle of the pack and stop complaining about it, right? And stop being frustrated about it, or you come to the fucking outliers, the fucking alpha of alpha, right? Like, if you want to live here, you have to be an outlier. You truly have to choose to be an outlier, and you have to believe that you can be one of the few, right? Only the few, only the brave, or that kind of Marine quote, right? But you only have to be, you want to be that 1%er. So I hope this video helps. It's been a pleasure, guys. If you like content like this, please subscribe. You know, I'm going to always talk about, you know, how to maximize yourself as a man, how to be more attractive, how to do all this. So it's been a pleasure. Captain Daniel.